All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We're hopping into game number 1 as we spawn up here in the top right-hand corner of the map on top of the player. Ron, now on Chairs4Gaming, recently joined it. The Blue Terran, give it up for Ruff.
Yeah, oh my god, Chairs4Gaming, whoa. Right. And on the other side of things, I believe, representing himself at the moment, a Green Terran player who goes by the name of Gochuboi.
You know, I'm not gonna lie, and I'm pretty sure some of the Flipside players, maybe that are listening to the stream or something, I know a bunch of them are actually playing in this event over at the one of the team managers, Cav, or yeah, his name is Cav, also known as like Mike or whatever name he goes by. They're playing at his house.
Given to at birth.
Yeah, I know. I always forget. Sometimes people are given names at birth that aren't like their cool names, like Fear Dragon or Tempo or. You know, Scarlet. Well, Scarlet's a legitimate name that people are given at birth sometimes. Yeah. Batman's another name that wasn't given at birth.
Whoa, Batman?
Batman?
Oh, Batman.
Yeah.
I thought Batman was his real name, man. Oh no.
Batman was his real name. Bruce Wayne was his alias.
It's like the ID that he picked online. It's like, I have a name like Batman. What would be a really cool online name?
Actually, yeah, I just realized, you know, Batman is like, that's the name that Bruce Wayne as a kid comes up with as like his email address. He's like, I don't like the name Bruce Wayne. I'm gonna be Batman420 at hotmail.com.
Well, I guess it's kind of important to pay attention to the builds of these players, as we do have, of course, Ruff playing in it, who does kind of put a lot of thought into his builds. Don't really know how Gochuboi plays, so it's gonna be nice to at least get a bit of insight as to how it is he's going to approach it.
Yeah, already taking a look at how Ruff...
No. I lied.
Oh, I was going to say, like, Ruff already opened this up with a much faster factory. He's rushing out that starport. I believe it delayed just a little bit on his, like, any unit production, for example, besides that first Reaper. You can see that there's a couple Marines out already for Gochuboi because he went for that reactor. Whereas Ruff is really just trying to get up that starport as fast as possible. In fact, he's getting up 2 starports very quickly.
Yeah, this is pretty much Ruff fashion at the moment. The barracks already floating out, making it look like he does not want to make any bio units. And it makes me wonder when you do something like that, if you're already giving it away a bit too fast. But, I mean, wow, those Hellions are spazzing out. What the hell?
That scan was not epileptic seizure safe. These Hellions gonna end up suing Gochuboi at some point, but yeah, the scan goes down. These Hellions are creeping me out, man. I'm gonna take them off the screen for a second. These 2 starports though do get scanned, and Gochuboi should have an idea of maybe what's potentially coming. But when you see 2 starports, what do you think? Like, I would normally think Banshees, but there's only 1 tech lab.
Yeah, well, Ruff has been doing this kind of build. I don't know if it's a TvT this patrol though, but he gets the Raven ability that makes it so that the auto turrets are like 25% better or something and last longer. Or, I can't remember the exact upgrade, but yeah, there it go. No, it's gonna be Corvid Reactor, I think, right? Yeah, that's different.
Ruff is having a little bit too much. I don't even know how he's doing that. That's actually really hard to do. He's actually
spending all of his time trying to get it.
Look at the APM. All of his APM right now is going into trying to get these other 2 Hellions to spaz out.
Oh my.
That's amazing. That's dedication. But what is this? We're seeing Ruff going to like mass Raven. As you were saying, he's not getting the upgrade that allows those Ravens to have those. I believe it was the point defense drones you were saying. Like, oh man, I think it's something to do with like resources or stability. I don't remember.
Yeah, like materials.
Materials, yeah, like durable materials or something.
Something weird.
That ends up
something that only Ruff would get, but.
Yeah, I know. That's why nobody knows it, because nobody except for Ruff would get it. Ruff is the only one that knows it. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I'm getting a little bit
Gochuboi though
lag.
looking a bit more standard. I mean, he got the Cyclone for defense because maybe he thought it was going to be Banshees, as you already see the 2 turrets up. There are 3 actually, 1 on the production, 2 in the mineral lines. But little does he know that it is going to be some Ravens, and a Viking should be able to take out. Oh, even putting down the auto turret already. He should be able to take this Liberator out pretty easily.
Yeah, and I mean, if that Viking couldn't catch up, then there's always a Hunter Seeker missile you could throw out. But
Oh man, overkill. He's like, no, where do you think he's going?
yeah, he's going to want to save up the energy because there is a pretty scary push out. You have to remember that Ruff has been investing into all these Ravens. That means he doesn't exactly have a lot besides these Hellions to also defend. So he really needs to make sure he has the energy saved up to deal with this big push out. There is also a Medevac that's loaded up with 2 Cyclones. Cyclones going to be pretty effective units against the Raven base composition that Ruff is going for, as long as he can get the lock on to the correct thing.
Exactly. I love how he put them in the Medevacs as well. If he took it off of autocast, then that would even be more impressive, especially if he manually locked on. But here he goes. Nope, it looks like he isn't going to do it, and the Hellions are going to get right on top of it. But, gotta be super careful with those expensive units in the Medevac.
Yeah, Cyclones do get taken out, as do all of the Marines. Oh my god, Tempo. Did Ruff lose anything? Ruff lost 2 Hellions, that's it.
Wow, really cost-efficient trade from Ruff, and it only cost him energy there for the most part. And of course, those Hellions that you were talking about. So there's the, there it is, that, not buff, upgrade. Explosive shrapnel shells. I've never...
You know, really... I do not remember that name either. I don't think I've ever seen it.
Look at the icon and look at the actual thing in the production tab. They're completely different.
That's a bug that actually exists, where in the like the command cards, they end up being different than what the actual icon is. I think Blizzard changed all the icons, but they forgot to update it in like a separate lace or something.
Maybe so.
That's cool. I've never seen that icon before. That's a pretty cool icon.
Me neither.
Because nobody ever gets it.
I know. Well, Ruff dealt with that pretty easily. He's building up a few more of these Ravens as well as the Hellions. And, you know, at least Gochuboi did that push without, like, thinking that was all he had. He got a third base behind it. It just kind of sucks that he wasn't able to do that much with it.
Oh, but I am a little bit afraid right now for Gochuboi Tempo, because look at the Hellion march across the map. There's not exactly a wall in, and yeah, siege tanks are going to be great, but this number of Hellions, I wonder if he even directly engages or if he just does a giant run by into the mineral line.
I mean, he can use it to engage, especially with those explosive shrapnel. You're going to see this crazy damage that they do. The Ravens become so much more difficult to deal with. But he's waiting. It's triple drop is heading out. That means that Gochuboi has like nothing at home. It's going to get pretty awkward here, Fair Dragon.
It's going to get very awkward because I feel like both of these players don't have a lot at home, but Gochuboi is retreating on back. The Hellions going to get on top of those workers. Oh, God. The SCV massacre is real. And
they totally get wrecked.
Yeah, and Gochuboi has to retreat all the way home, but his siege tanks have been taken out. The siege tanks were left alone. Now the Ravens coming in, throwing down the auto turrets. I'm not sure how effective they're going to be, but it looks like they're trading pretty effectively.
Yeah, that's all energy too. And remember, they do have that upgrade, so they were doing a lot of damage there. He wasn't able to get into the base.
Oh my God,
if
Tempo.
The supply depot went down, he would have been able to get a lot of Hellions in there.
Tempo, look at the resources lost tab. Just look at the difference.
I want to do it, dude. Oh no. Oh my God, yeah.
The ultimate cost effectiveness. A lot of people talk about how Ravens and energy-based units are effective in the late game. Well, Ruff is here to show you how to do it in the mid game. Auto turrets going down, the units not target find down the Ravens or the Hellions, and they're gonna charge on up.
Yep, and he's making 2 command centers behind it. The Hellions actually aren't gonna be able to finish the job, and the Ravens are completely out of energy. So,
oh, Tempo.
You know, not too bad, but Gochuboi is gonna be moving on down the ramp.
Oh, I don't think he can.
Struggling. Yeah,
and
he's struggling.
It's like you were saying, there's of course the other 2 command centers that Ruff is throwing down behind this. He's going to continue that production. He's actually doing a pretty good job of also spending all of his resources and everything. He's adding on additional factories, going into full on mech, I would say, as he adds on some siege tank of his own as well. And this is why it's always a pleasure to cast Ruff, Tempo.
Oh, trust me, this is like really cool. And the whole thing behind it is that he's denying mining off of the 3rd base for Gochuboi and really denying damage on his side of the map. So really, Gochuboi is just like trying to deal with this energy. If he can snipe a Raven, that's great. But behind it all, Ruff, yeah, he is getting double armory. And I wonder if he's going to invest into like mass air. No, it's triple factory. Quadruple? No, wow.
There's 5 of them. Pintuplets? Pintuplets?
Quintuplet? I don't know. Wait, wasn't there like a John? I swear there was some kind of TV show that had something about that, but I guess
Jeopardy?
Johnny Depp was
What is the name of if you have 5
no, there was
kids
like
that are
a
all
Disney
identical?
movie. Wasn't it called like Quince?
Quince?
Yeah, I don't know. It was like on Disney Channel, but
I don't know, man. This is not my expertise.
oh man, all I did as a kid was watch Disney Channel movies and Nickelodeon cartoons.
Here you go, man. I was more of a Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network kind of kid. I wasn't big into Disney.
All right. Well, Ruff feels like he's done enough damage here. He has a ton of minerals in the bank, as he does need to get gas at his 4th and his 5th base. Goodness gracious. I think the good part here for Gochuboi is that his upgrades are good. He's already getting 2-2, while Ruff is just now starting his +1/+1 on the mech. The only problem is he needs units.
Yeah, his upgrades as well as his worker count is actually pretty decent, sort of surprisingly. But as you were saying, yeah, that unit count is going to be a huge problem as Ruff is now making his move across the map once again. Scans and sees, oh, you don't have that much. I can walk straight into this. Auto turrets going down to soak up those initial hits. Going to buy time for the Siege Tanks and the Hellbats to get on top of this army.
This is crazy. He's just going to push on through. Who needs upgrades as he just barrels through to the G?
GG. Ruff gonna be victorious in game number 1.
What was it? I should have looked at the units lost after that, but my goodness.
Yeah, you know, that was a fairly interesting game. Ruff does not disappoint.
Never. Never ever. That was just like, if you see that for the first time, you're like, all right, I know how to deal with auto turrets, right? But you don't even realize that there's an upgrade that makes them that much better. So you're wondering why all of your units are getting shreked.
Yeah, man. And it's always kind of funny because we were both at a LAN event called Chairs4Gaming this past weekend. And Ruff was playing over there. I got to see some of his games against, like, say, Huck and stuff. And they were also really, really fun games. Just, like, a lot of really crazy base trade situations. And, you know, lifting up buildings and going, like, straight out base trade on. You know, just a handful of medevacs versus units versus, like, a giant Protoss army. It was a lot of fun. But, again, like, Ruff is known for doing these crazy builds. And I actually, the funny thing about Ruff is I can never tell when he's trolling and when he's legitimately just doing like a Ruff build.
He's like, nah, man. And he'll tell you with like a straight face, like, nah, actually, I did the calculation for this build and this is how people like to play. And if I hit at this point, they're going to have this or that. And I don't even know, man. It's really hard to put a finger on it whenever he does play. And I'm wondering if it was better that he came back, that Gochuboi came back to try to defend, or if maybe he would have tried to do some counter damage.
Yeah.
Would that have made a difference, or would he just die?
You know, I was wondering about that too, just because if you think about that army, having 1 or 2 Ravens by themselves, or like, you know, 2 Hellions, it's not super effective. It's about the idea that this big clump together, when you could throw down not just 1 auto turret, when you could throw down like 12 auto turrets, that's where it gets scary, right? So if there's not exactly a lot back at home, this really could have gone into a crazy base trade situation with all 3 of those medevacs doing massive amounts of damage and also shutting down Ruff's production. Indeed.
Huh. I don't know. I mean, obviously it's one of the situations that you're probably not used to. So, can you really blame him there where it's like, okay, it's only a few Ravens. I think I can actually deal with it. And then when they kind of just do, I mean, I want to look at the upgrade because I don't know exactly what it does, but it does like 2 to 3 things at once.
Yeah, I think it like increases the duration of the auto turrets and point defense drone, and it may increase the health. I forget. It's a little bit iffy on the details of it.
But either way, it seemed to have worked, and let's see what else is going to be happening here as we do go into game number 2 on Orbital Shipyard.
Yep, Orbital Shipyard going to be the map, and you know, I'm actually like legitimately trying to think about this. I'm not going to claim to be a Terran versus Terran expert by any means, but Tempo, I don't actually know what Gochuboi should have done drastically differently that game.
I don't know.
Like he did a push. I would think that build was going to be vulnerable to like an early timing attack or something, or an early push out. But there was an early push out. And like the 2 starports were scanned, and that's what prompted like the big push out to be aggressive. But it got wrecked, man. That was not even close.
I wonder, I don't know. Like you wait for the auto turrets maybe to get put down and then just like get out of there, and hit somewhere else. But I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Very interesting build. And there you guys have it, right? Like, wow. I've seen him do it once before. He did it at not Cheesadelphia, but maybe he did it, but it was the Psystorm land.
Oh, okay.
That he did something like that, and I asked him about it. He's like, yeah, man, it's a pretty good unit. Not that many people know about it.
That's super interesting. We are going to be hopping into Orbital Shipyard. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you guys in game number 2. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are hopping into it again. Game number 2 in this series as we spawn up here in the top right-hand corner of the map from TvT, the Terran genius himself. Give it up for Psystorm's Ruff.
And his opponent down by 1, probably in shock right now. Let's see if he can snap out of it. It is the Green Terran, Gochuboi.
So, Tempo, I was asking you before, like, what was Gochuboi supposed to do differently in that last game? I'm starting to wonder, like, maybe you get a little bit more aggressive earlier on, and this is a great way to get aggressive earlier on.
Yep, about that. 3 racks is going down, and he is already getting double gas. So, one of the best maps to do it on, too, with the 3 racks Reaper. But the thing about it is that was game 1, right? And he got surprised by it. It would have been impossible to know that this is probably what I should do, because I'm going to have, Ravens hitting my base in a push with Hellions or something, It's kind of hard to predict that.
It really is. We are going to be seeing Ruff going straight up to the factory, going up to a reactor as well. So he's looking like this is a more standard build. I don't know if it's always going to be standard with Ruff. You never know. The standardness suddenly deviates off at random points in the build for Ruff. But
like as soon as he starts like building stuff, right?
Yeah, but I think that this is going to be the game where Ruff doesn't get a chance to be unstandard. He doesn't get a chance to do his Ruff builds.
Oh, I agree. He's looking to possibly get some Hellions here. So if he can get some Hellions out in time, maybe he can maneuver them in order to try to take out the Reapers before they get to a crazy number. But this Marine, this poor guy, remember him now. Maybe you can give him a nice award for living to this point. But I don't think he's going to be around and with us for much longer.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be a war veteran that tells the tale about the Reaper attack. I think he's one of the unfortunate red suits. Red suits? That's the Star Trek term, right? It was a red suit that ends up dying a horrible death. The generic guys. Because there's really not a lot over here. The 2 Hellions are going to be nice, but this is actually already a pretty decent number of Reapers, and Ruff didn't scout at all. This is the first he's seeing of it.
What's up, son? Here come the Reapers. 4 of the KDA charges aren't going to do anything at first. It's all up to the micro. 1 goes down.
That is a little bit of a mistake. Losing any of these Reapers is a pretty big deal right now. Ends up losing another one, and this is already going to make it a lot easier for Ruff to defend this.
Yeah, and that Marine is still alive, man. He did it.
Wow.
As the Hellions did come to the rescue.
Stays in the back
line,
line,
the
man.
Reapers decided to go up the front, which can kind of surprise people if the ramp is down, or rather the depot is down, but he didn't get any economic damage done. And continuing. Whoa, what the heck is going on?
What is this? What is this, barracks? Well, hold on. We got the Reapers trying to charge on in. The Reapers actually exploding on themselves a little bit. Oh my god, these Hellion shots, though. It's going to decimate the Reaper count. And there is no transition over here for Gochuboi. Like, he's trying to add on some like the tech labs and everything for his barracks. He's trying to get down command center. I don't think he's going to get a chance to really make use of them.
Well, this Reaper is going to be like, whoa, okay. What are you doing there? What are those?
Okay, Tempo. Maybe I'm reaching here, but I'm pretty sure that Ruff is styling on Gochuboi.
Oh, you styling right now, Ruff. Look at that production tab. Yep, you saw it here first. You saw it here first. Reapers are not going to take down a barracks in time, and guess what? You might be trapped. It's a trap.
Okay, what do you think about a tech lab barracks in front of you at this stage?
You're usually thinking that it's going to be like some weird proxy marauder.
Yeah.
But then you see this guy, and then you see that red dot, and you're like, the what? And if he comes down the ramp, the Hellions are going to roast and toast everything.
Oh man, he's gonna end up. He's probably gonna end up losing the supply depots. I guess the bunker will.
And
also
the
go
bunker
down.
and the tech lab, or if that was a reactor.
Oh.
Whoa, this is crazy. GG.
GG. Ruff taking the 2-0 victory in style.
Oh my God. Like, it sounds like a troll, but that really like worked for the Hellions to just get on in.
Okay.
What?
I think it still was a little bit of a troll, just because.
I don't know, Fear Dragon. It seemed like a legitimate strategy to me.
It seems like a legitimate strategy. Like, you're worried about the Wallens, you want your Hellions to run by, you just nuke the Wallen.
value.
They can't do anything about it.
100. I mean, that's a nice value. He took out 200 in depots, 100 in a bunker, and whatever that was, a reactor or a tech lab.
Yeah, man.
With
That was
25
a
or 50,
cost-effective trades.
That was really cost effective, I would say.
I mean, technically, that is a true statement. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have to do a short little break. I hope you guys are enjoying the games as much as we are. We'll be back in a little bit. You guys are watching the Chairs4Gaming Cup number 3.